You guys are live.
We're live! Hey guys! Hi everybody, it's Kari and Jamie from Champagne Jewelers. We are here for our second trunk show happy hour. We're going to show some really cool things that we've got in the store and have a lovely cocktail. Have some red wine today.
Woohoo!
Playing from far away. And our camera lady has some tequila, so that's always a good time. So we want to showcase April's birthstone and my personal favorite, diamonds.
Ask me when my birthday is, Kari.
When's your birthday, Jamie?
It's on the 22nd of April.
So is that your birthstone?
It sure is.
Do you like diamonds?
I love diamonds.
Yeah, me too. So these are all pieces that we have in the store right now. So this is pieces that you can get on our website. These are things that we can still set up engagement rings even though we're under stay-at-home orders and we can't have the store open for you. We can definitely schedule a time to do a video conference and show you different styles, show you different diamonds, and get something set up for you. So it's definitely an option still to have an engagement ring made, even though we're under unusual circumstances, for sure. So,
Well, what a great time to propose. I mean, you're home alone, you got nothing else to do anyway.
Come up with something real good.
That's
Yeah.
right.
There are all kinds of ideas.
This
for
would
that.
be a historic moment. Very memorable.
Exactly.
Tell your grandkids about it.
So in addition to engagement rings, we also like diamond everything jewelry. So when you're thinking for gifts for birthdays, anniversaries, Mother's Day that's coming up here pretty soon, I think diamonds are always a really great option. So we have brought out some of our favorite pieces that we've got in the store right now that have diamond designs, and Jamie's going to talk about a few of them to start with.
That's right. All right, so especially if we're thinking about Mother's Day, one of my favorite things to point out are these diamond bands here. She can wear them on her left hand with her wedding set, or she can wear them as a right hand ring, which I think is really cool. One of my personal favorites, and I think you'll see why, is this beautiful band with 3 rows of diamonds. And you know, it's just, you can see it from over here. You can see it if you don't have great eyesight.
6 feet away.
That's right. You can see it under social distancing rules. You can wear it to the grocery store to show it off. Like, it's great. It's in 14 karat white gold. It's very comfortable and it sits, again, really nice and low to your hand. So it's a great, wonderful everyday ring. Really, really love that. If you're looking for something that is a little bit off the beaten path, a little bit different, check this out. You'll hear me talk again and again about baguette cut diamonds because they're really neat. They're basically miniature emerald cut diamonds. And this one has a whole bunch of little baguette cut diamonds set end to end with a little double row of mill grain. That's that beading there in the gold. A little bit of mill grain surrounding it. And that is just a really beautiful designer touch. It's not something that you're going to see every day. It's not something you're going to see very often, and it's beautiful. It's a little bit more subtle of a look, I feel like, while still being a big statement. So that is really cool. And while the world is crazy, how could we fail to talk about our first responders and, you know, wear something that honors them, like a thin blue line. Now, whether you have a policeman in your family or in your life or not, sapphires are timeless and gorgeous. And sapphires and diamonds have been a combination that people have loved forever and ever. This is really special because these sapphires here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but they are called French cut sapphires. And they are cut to fit friction end to end like that. So they're specially cut, each one for the one next to it, which is really neat. And the faceting kind of catches the light a little bit differently than it would otherwise. And then you've got a beautiful row of diamonds on either side. It's a lovely, stunning piece and would make an excellent gift for anyone. What you got, Kari?
So in
Throw
the
back to you.
same vein of diamond bands, I feel like those are very traditional diamond bands. You know, they've got the straight designs, they're very classic looking. We also have a really cool selection of some kind of alternative design bands. Something like these have more of a open pattern, a little crisscross design, and have different setting styles. So this one's really pretty in the yellow gold. I see my lovely manicure. This has the bezel set diamonds on one cross and the pave set diamonds on the other one, and it's set in yellow gold. And something like this I think is really pretty because it's a very delicate design, but it's not real thin because it does have that opening design to it, and it just really catches the diamond and makes them look very light. Some of the other designs that we've got that have that crisscross design is something like this. This is my new favorite as well, where it's got the center band that's solid. So definitely adding a little bit of a different texture look to the diamond because it's got the sparkles on the two that make the X and then that solid band down the center. Again, something like this is that nice low profile. It's something that you can really wear all the time and just enjoy. It's something that's a great right hand ring. It could be a wedding band with a solitaire. You've got all kinds of different options with that. And then this one is the bubble ring. It's the only way I can think of this. It reminds me of bubbles. So you have a beaded design on the band itself with the 3 different rings, and the diamonds are set in kind of an alternating pattern. So they're not all right next to each other, but they're really bright and really sparkly. Again, a really nice everyday low profile ring. This could be a great anniversary gift or Mother's Day gift. And just diamonds, we like diamonds. Something like this.
Happy Tuesday
it's
gift.
A Happy Tuesday gift, yeah. This is something that doesn't have to be for an engagement ring or for a wedding ring. It can be something that can be celebrating another occasion, which I think is a really nice option to have. Some of the other things that we use to celebrate with our diamonds in the rings is this 3-stone design. This is the classic 3-stone engagement or 3-stone ring. It can be an engagement ring too, but the 3 diamonds represent the past, present, and the future. So I think especially right now, this is kind of a nice message. You know, you've got the past, you've got the present that's not great right now, but you get into the future and you've got that big diamond that's looking for a great future. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a really nice message to think of right now is that, you know, you have the past, we've got our present, it's a thing right now, and then moving forward, we're going to have a really great future altogether.
Definitely.
That's beautiful. If I could actually borrow that ring from you.
Of course you can. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Something that's really cool about this ring, I don't know if you noticed it the first time, but it's actually two-tone. It is both white and rose gold, which is really fun. But I'm just going to use this as an example. Say this is your ring. Any ring will do. And you want to kind of update your set a little bit, but you're not really sure what to do and what are the rules and what kind of ring am I supposed to have? Well, let me tell you, there are no rules, first of all. It's whatever you want to do. And something that is really fun these days is what we call stackable rings. So this is where you can pick, I really like this ring. I think it goes really nicely. Oh, look at that. But you know, I really want my husband to have something to get me for my birthday too. So let's have him get this one because that also goes really nicely and it goes really well together. Oh, and let's say, you know, I can't wear my big diamonds all the time. So, well, that's not great by itself. Let's just add a little bit more sparkle. And then you've got your little stackable set and you can mix them and you can match them. And these are all with rose gold, but you can also mix your metals, which I think is really fun. So if you wanted to put in a little bit more white gold in there to kind of incorporate with the two-tone of this other ring, or just because you like both white and rose gold, you could do something like that. And if you really want to glam it up, I know I have been dressing up way more for the grocery store than I ever was before because it's my only chance to get out and see people. I mean, that's a pretty good look, folks. That is really fun. The stackable rings are really great, and it's hard to go wrong with them because, again, you can just get any style and then add to it. Anything kind of goes, which is really, really fun.
That stacking theme, I think, works well with a lot of different jewelry, not just rings. You can also stack bracelets. You can do the layered necklaces as well. You've got some really fun styles for that. For some of the diamond bracelets that we've got these really pretty bangle designs. This is another one of those crisscross patterns. You can see I've got a theme today. Something like that's really pretty in the rose gold with the diamonds and the white gold. That would be a really pretty look to wear just by itself or stacked with another band. Something like this is the classic, I think. Just a straight row diamond bracelet. Something like this you can see with even what I've got on today. It's just that real classic straight line diamond bracelet. But I've got it worn with a wrap design, actually, with those black spinels, which is really pretty. So that's something that you can kind of make a little more alternative by adding something to it. So I think the diamond bracelets are really a nice option to be able to stack different styles. One of the more popular engagement rings and wedding band designs that we've seen a lot lately is the scalloped style, which is really beautiful. And we've got a nice bracelet to go with it as well. So if your wedding is coming up and you need a piece of bridal jewelry to kind of go with your wedding set, this is a really pretty option. These bangles are cool because they're on a hinge. So they just open up like so, and they can close. And you don't need anybody to help you put them on.
Amazing.
Amazing. Bracelets can sometimes be tricky where they're hard to get on by yourself and you need an extra hand to do it. So I like these bangles a lot because you don't need that. That's something that you can take them on and off by yourself, and it's a really nice look to have.
And while having your, maid of honor helping you put your jewelry on makes for a really great wedding picture, it's not great
She's
after
not there
She's not
every
gonna be
day.
there every day. And your husband's probably not going to be able to figure out that teeny tiny clasp. I mean, he
Right.
might, but you also want to be able to, put it on yourself sometimes.
Exactly. So those are some really pretty options for the diamond jewelry that's not necessarily bridal. It's more the styles that you can wear every day, mix and match with other different things. Some of the other classics that we've got up here is our diamond studs.
Woohoo!
Cannot go
I
wrong.
love my diamond studs. Diamond studs are beautiful.
I feel like we need to also zoom in on Kari's ears.
Yes.
As we're talking about diamond studs.
I like the diamond studs. So my favorite thing about diamond studs is that they go with every single outfit you have. Every single one. And it's something that you can wear every day. It's something that you can put with other jewelry pieces. And it's not just a nice sparkle. And it really lights up your face when you're wearing them. So we've got diamond studs in all different sizes. We've got them, most of them are set in the white gold. We do like the round shape for the diamond studs because they tend to sparkle the best. And we have these really cool martini style settings, which I think are really neat. Again, with the cocktail hour as well.
It fits.
So it looks like from the side, looks like a martini glass.
There we go.
There you go. I see it.
Yep, almost. Oh, yeah.
Angle.
Oh, that's really nice.
So it looks like a martini glass. One of the cool things about this design is that the diamond then sits really close to your ear and it doesn't drop down. Especially when you get bigger diamond studs, gravity is a thing and they can drop down and then they don't sparkle as much.
Says the woman with like 27 million carats in her ear.
But
Someday.
that's a nice design feature of those. They definitely keep the diamonds looking up and catching that sunlight and being really bright and sparkly. Yeah, someday.
Goals. We all
So
need
Goals.
We've got just diamond studs in every different size, and we have a really cool upgrade program. So say you get a pair of diamond studs is a 1/2 carat total weight size, and a year or two from now it's time to upgrade those. Well, we'll give you that total purchase price that you paid for the 1/2 carat total weight studs towards something bigger. It does need to be, about twice the size or twice the price. We'll figure it out, but your diamonds get bigger that way. You're still having that investment in your diamond studs, so you can do, multiple trade-ins that way and really get a nice beautiful pair, even starting off with any size. So that's something that is a really nice option that you have here at Champagne Jewelers.
It grows with you.
It grows with you.
It's true. There are some people that I know that have started out with the smallest pair of diamond earrings that they could find and grew them and grew them and grew them until they were big, beautiful statement diamond stud earrings.
So there's definitely that option available as well. Some of the other pieces we have out today, I showed you the 3-stone design, that really classic past, present, and future ring. We also have another anniversary here with the yellow diamonds, and I was going to show you some of our fancy color diamonds that we've got in the store right now. So most diamonds that you see out in the world are in the standard color zone. So that D color to Z color, we've got our little chart here that you can see.
Distance, Jamie.
Yep.
Distance.
I'm gonna flip it. So this is the color grading. So something like this is, usually most of these diamonds look pretty white. They don't have a really strong color tone to them. Sometimes they look a little brown or a little bit yellow, but most of the time they're in the white range. There's also a thing called fancy color diamonds, and that's a classification for diamonds that are beyond that regular color grading scale. So diamonds that have a more intense color. So that can be yellow, that can be pink, that can be blue, it can be brown, black. Those are all considered fancy color diamonds. So we've got a really cute, I say cute, they're beautiful.
I was gonna
selection
say,
of the
girl.
yellow diamonds. Something like this, I think, is a really beautiful look for an anniversary ring as well.
Oh, and it sparkles because your skin is tan.
Yeah, there it is. I
Well,
was sitting outside a
tan for
lot of
me.
the day. We were playing soccer outside yesterday. It was
Nice.
so
Oh,
nice.
it's
My
gorgeous
kids needed to
yesterday.
run around. Something like this has the natural yellow diamonds in the center and then the white diamonds on the outside, so that really makes that pop. Another favorite of ours by far is this gorgeous pear-shaped diamond. And this one is definitely one of my favorites. It's got a halo design.
Yes.
So it's got the pear-shaped diamond in the center, a row of yellow diamonds that go around that center stone, and then another row of white diamonds that go around it to frame that. So something like that is just a great way to offset that beautiful yellow diamond and really make it pop. Some of the other fancy colors that you'll see are the blues.
Ooh.
This one's really cool. This one's got kind of a fun filigree design to the ring.
I love that vintage.
Isn't it nice? So it's
Oh.
got all the detail around the center section. That's a square design, another really low profile style, and then a frame of white diamonds that goes around it and kind of that rectangular shape. So this is a really big look, and it has that really blue color in the center, which is just gorgeous. For the black diamonds, we had in Antwerp this fall found a collection of really cool looking black diamonds that were the briolette shape. So we made a necklace to go with them where they're just dangling from the chain. And that's just such a cool design. You catch the light from every different angle. There are so many different facets on each of the stones. I just really love the sparkle of that one. And we've got some of our other custom pieces. Something like this is another one that we had purchased in Antwerp that's got kind of a reddish tone to it. And this is just fresh off the bench.
Against your hand.
Put up like this. Fresh
Yep.
off the bench.
Yep.
Something like this is in the rose gold. So one of a kind ring. It's got a bezel set natural color diamond in the center. That's got kind of a brown tone with red veining to it, which is really cool. And it's a rose cut, so it's faceted along the top of the diamond. And again, that one's got the frame of diamonds, of white diamonds that go all the way around it. That's just a really awesome, cool design. I think this would be a really neat engagement ring for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely would be something to do. And then we've got a couple of our black diamonds that, salt and pepper, I guess you'll say. So they're not all the way black. I haven't decided what to make with these yet. So if anybody has any suggestions, please give us a shout. These are the hexagons.
I love this one.
So this is again that rose cut where it's flat on the bottom and then it's faceted on the top of the diamond. And it's a diamond. That's totally different than what you normally think a diamond would look like. But it's something that is just a really unique, one-of-a-kind gemstone. So definitely something to keep in mind for a kind of an alternative engagement ring design.
Yeah.
All right, so while we're talking about diamonds, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the fancy shapes. We've talked a little bit about the fancy colors, and now I want to tell you about some of the non-standard shapes. You can see in front of me, I've got a few different things here that are just a little bit different than most of the diamonds that we have in the
Here we
case. We've got some oval diamonds. Oval diamonds have been really popular for engagement rings lately. We've got a cushion cut diamond, a couple of princess cut diamonds, the marquee cut diamonds, which are actually starting to come back in fashion a little bit. They were really, really big for a while and then kind of dropped off for a while. But they're starting to come back, partly as people are inheriting them and wanting to do something fun with them, and partly just because they're different and they're really pretty. So what's really neat about the fancy shapes is that all of them sparkle a little bit differently. The reason that we like the round brilliant cut is because it has been actually mathematically designed to give maximum sparkle. About 100 years ago, a Dutch mathematician came up with the best way to cut a diamond to get the most light out of it. And we actually haven't strayed very far from that in the 100 years since he came up with that. But we also like to do fun things with diamonds, obviously. So we've also got your oval diamonds and all of those different shapes that I mentioned. What's neat about that is that the facets, all of the different little ways that the light shows from that diamond, that pattern is a little bit different in each diamond. I've actually got this really great example here. So this is a princess cut diamond. This is going to be your most basic square shape. This is what the facets look like on a princess cut diamond. Compare that to this. This is a cushion cut diamond. This is what the facet pattern looks like on a cushion cut diamond. So some people will look at those two and at first glance, other than the sides being slightly rounded on the cushion cut, they're not going to look very different. But when you look a little bit closer, there's definitely a difference in the way that they reflect the light and the way that they sparkle. And just for reference, this is the way a round diamond looks. This is the general facet pattern of our classic round brilliant cut diamond. So I think that's really, really special and really, really cool. The nerdy side of me loves to get really excited about that when I'm looking at them under the microscope or under the loop, or even, once you kind of get used to looking at them, you can just sort of stare at them for hours and look at the facet patterns, which I love. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite ovals right now, because again, ovals have been really, really popular. Now ovals, the facet pattern sort of shifts as they're cut a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. Ovals aren't super duper standardized like rounds are. So you can have ones that are a little bit shorter and fatter, or ones that are a little bit longer and skinnier. And it's all really just personal preference. But it does affect a little bit how it sparkles. I'm going to show you this one here. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous example of an oval diamond. It's a little over a carat. It's actually about 1.25 carats. And I think it's absolutely stunning. It's an SI2 clarity and a G color. And I'm actually going to have Kari explain to you what those words mean. We can talk a little bit about diamond grading.
Diamond grading. So we talked a little about the standard color range of diamonds. So a G color range, color grade, means that the diamond is in the near colorless section of the color chart. So this is our color chart. D, E, and F are considered colorless, and then G through J are considered near colorless. Those diamonds are all going to look white in most settings. Once you get further down the scale, you'll see more yellow or brown tone. Now, a lot of times people look at the scale and say, why does it start at D? The alphabet starts at A. Did they forget about those letters? What's going on there? GIA, which is the Gemological Institute of America, came up with this grading scale years and years and years ago. And before that came out, there wasn't a really specific way to grade diamonds. So a lot of times different jewelers would say, oh, this is an A quality, this is a B quality, this is a AA quality. And it was very confusing to consumers because you didn't know what you were looking at. It was difficult to compare things. So when GIA came out with this grading scale, they just got rid of A, B, and C altogether. Just get rid of them, we'll end that confusion and start at D. So that's the way that it's been since that grading scale was originally developed.
This is the first time I've ever wanted a D in my whole life. JK.
So D, E, and F are colorless. G through J are near colorless. And then as you get further down, you're going to start to see a faint, a very light, and a light color tone in that diamond. It could be yellow, it could be brown, it could be gray. You just don't know. There's just so many range of different colors that are available. For our diamonds that we have in the store for engagement rings, we tend to stay in that near colorless to colorless range for all the diamonds that we offer, because we feel that that offers the most white, bright, pretty color diamonds. That's something that your eye can definitely see. Now, Jamie mentioned the clarity grade too, which is the next grade on the scale. The clarity is how perfect is that diamond crystal. So diamonds grow in the ground. It's something that happens millions of miles underground. There's heat, there's pressure, there's other chemicals going on. It is not perfect conditions by any stretch of the imagination. So while diamonds are very, very hard crystals, stuff happens to them as they're being grown, as they're traveling from the Earth's core up to the top, and they're being mined. Just stuff happens. So you're going to have other types of imperfections in the diamond. So how many imperfections are in the diamond, what kind they are, where they're located in the diamond, that's all going to make an impact on what the clarity grade is. So when we're looking at the clarity grade scale, we're looking at how visible are those diamonds? How much of the diamond do they take up? So we usually start at the bottom of the scale with this, where we're looking at I graded, which I stands for included. So that means those diamonds have imperfections that can be seen with the naked eye. That I3 grade, that's diamond that's not going to sparkle. It's going to have a lot of imperfections in the diamond crystal itself. It's going to be one that just doesn't show the brightness that it could. It could have some inclusions that make it hard to wear, like more susceptible to chipping or breaking. So that's something to keep an eye on. An I2 diamond has fewer of those imperfections, but it still has a good number of them. Like, you're going to be able to see them from far away. That diamond's not going to sparkle as much. An I1 diamond, there's a range for each of these grades, but for an I1 diamond, that's kind of the biggest range that I think is out there in diamonds. You can have an I1 diamond that has very small imperfections. You can have an I1 diamond that's got pretty big imperfections, but it means that you're going to have to look pretty close to see them without any type of magnification. Once you get above that level, those are all microscopic. So most of these don't have any inclusions that you're going to see with the naked eye. Now, this scale is not proportionate. The majority of diamonds do have some type of imperfections that you can see without any type of magnification. Something like 70-80% of diamonds still have some type of eye visible imperfection. So once you get up above that, you're already in the top 20% of diamonds that are out there. SI stands for slightly included. So that means when your jeweler breaks out their loop, their little 10 power magnification, we're able to see that inclusion pretty easily. An SI2 diamond is going to have bigger inclusions than an SI1 diamond. So that's how they break out that category. Once you get above that level, VS stands for very slightly included. Now in that range, you might have to look for a few minutes to find that inclusion. Your jeweler might have to look for a minute or two to see that inclusion. So they're going to be really looking around the diamond to see where that imperfection is and how it affects the clarity grade. VVS, because we are very original in our terminology, is very, very slightly included. These are tiny imperfections in the crystal that sometimes we need a higher power than the 10 power magnification to see those imperfections. And they're going to be very, very minute. And then you go into the internally flawless and flawless categories, which are very, very rare and very, very expensive. A flawless diamond is not one that you're going to see on somebody's hand in a piece of jewelry. Once a diamond is set, it is considered internally flawless instead of flawless, because there is probably some teeny tiny microscopic abrasion that's on the outside of that diamond now just from being set. Now it might be something that no one can see unless they have 100 power magnification, but that's what they're looking at it with to determine that a flawless diamond is flawless. So if a diamond is graded as flawless, it's in a museum. It's not on somebody's hand. Internally flawless we do see sometimes. Sometimes that can have a little bit of a faceting difference or something going on the outside of the diamond as well. Now, for the color grades, we stay up at the top. We want to be at the top because that's something that your eye can see, that color grade. You can see the difference between a higher color diamond and a lower color diamond. But for clarity, again, use your eyes. If you can't see it, you can't see it. So most of the diamonds that we're going to have in the store are going to be in this VS to SI2 grade. We do even have a couple of I1 diamonds that are really good I1 diamonds. Like you really, really have to have good vision and look really close at the diamond to see any imperfections. So that's something that when we're looking for diamonds, that's the grading that we're going to look for. So the oval that you have is a great color and clarity grade. It's right up at the top of the near colorless range. It's that G color. It is an SI2 clarity, which means you're not going to see any imperfections with the naked eye. And when your jeweler looks at it with a loupe, they'll be able to see the little imperfection, which is nice because it's like a little fingerprint for your diamond. You know it's there, you know it's your diamond. The next C that we look at is cut. And I know Jamie talked about the facets for the fancy cuts. That's part of what cut means, but it also means how well proportioned that cut is. So again, going back to those oval diamonds, you can have different proportions. They can be longer, they can be shorter, they can be wider or narrower, but they're all going to have a lot of sparkle. So it just really depends on how much skill the diamond cutter has as to how that light's going to come back up at you. So when you think of a diamond like a prism, the light goes in, does it come right back out at you? Is it dazzling in that way? Or is it cut kind of a little off and the light's coming out the bottom and it looks dark and it doesn't look as sparkly or brilliant? So that's something to always keep in mind when you're looking at the diamonds. And like with anything else, all of these grades are somebody's opinion. So look at the diamonds. That's the most important thing. I could never just look at a piece of paper and say, oh, that's a beautiful diamond or not. That's something that I trust my eyes with. I want to be able to see those diamonds and compare it with other diamonds to see which one is going to be the best pick for me.
And also have somebody that you trust to look at diamonds.
Yes.
Because most people don't spend all day looking at diamonds.
We spend all day
We
looking
spend
at
all day looking at diamonds.
Thankfully.
And that makes a big difference. Like when we were talking about going to Antwerp to pick out diamonds, there is nobody I would rather send to Antwerp to pick out my diamond than this woman right here.
Yes.
And let me tell you why. She doesn't like to brag about herself very often, but when she was getting her diamond grading certification, she got docked points because her eyes were so good and she was so picky that she was grading things that harshly. So she's the person you want to have looking at things. And she's the person I want to have training me.
We want
So-
the picky jeweler. That's what we
Absolutely.
want.
the picky jeweler, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Of all the things that you want to be picky about in your life, this should be one of them.
Absolutely.
So Jamie had some of those standard fancy shapes. Speaking of Antwerp, one
Oh,
of my
yes.
favorite diamonds that we have in the store right now is a one-of-a-kind, unique cut diamond that we did buy in Antwerp and that I still haven't figured out what I want to do with. And it's so pretty that I just like to take it out and look at it every once in a while.
If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments, please,
Right.
because this is really, really different.
This is
I
a
love
kite-shaped
this.
diamond. So it's kind of like a diamond, like a baseball diamond, elongated type shape.
Be a hard home run to hit.
Yeah. It is a step cut facet pattern. So instead of having the triangular facets that you'll see on a lot of rounds and princess cuts and cushion cuts, that's the step cut pattern. And for this particular diamond, they're tapered because you've got the points on all four corners. And so all of those steps are tapered. And I just think it gives it a really cool, different facet look. So my original idea when I got back was to make it into a necklace, but I wouldn't be able to see it if you're wearing it, you don't get to see it. So I'm kind of leaning more towards a ring now, just because I would be able to see it on my hand. So just something like that is just an amazing one-of-a-kind diamond. So that's one of the things that we really like to do, especially with our custom design, is find diamonds and gemstones that are just for you. You know, that's the only one that's like it in the whole wide world, which I think is really pretty amazing that we get to do that and see so many different kinds of diamonds and shapes and colors and everything.
Have we mentioned that we love our jobs?
Yeah, we don't.
We really love our jobs. Oh, goodness.
Absolutely. So one of the other things I mentioned was that we are still able to set up engagement rings and wedding rings. So we grabbed a couple of our favorites that are just really pretty designs. You know, something like this is a really cool style with the infinity twist on the side. It's got the little diamonds on it. It's got this hand engraved pattern, which is one of my favorites. That detail is just amazing. And something like this, you can talk to us. We can set up a virtual appointment and talk to you about what you're looking for in a diamond. We've got some in stock. We have others that we still can get in. It's a little bit more limited now, but not impossible. And something like this, we can pick out a really beautiful diamond for you and our goldsmith can set it. So this one, oops, just pop it right out there, is just under that 1 carat size. It's a 0.90. It's another one that's that G color and SI2 clarity. Yeah, this is hard to do on myself. As you can kind of see there how that would look in the setting. Isn't that pretty?
I can see it sparkling from here, so.
And that's a really, really well cut diamond.
I was
It's
going to
got
say,
a
it
lot
really
of
is showing up
sparkle.
really well on this. That
so
is
something like that is
gorgeous.
we can still put that together. We can still make that happen for you. We've got hundreds of different engagement ring settings in stock that we can work with and really make a perfect engagement ring for you.
Some of my favorites of the kind of unusual engagement ring settings that we have right now you know, for better or for worse, we're back in the 20s, y'all. For better or for worse. And, you know, we can talk about all of the other things going on in the 20s, but one of the things that I like to focus on is Art Deco, which I think is just really, really cool. So we've got these really amazing Art Deco vintage style engagement rings. This one right here is shown without a center diamond, but it's got the side diamonds in there. So all you would need to do is pick out your center diamond to go in it. It's got the kind of squared off prongs, which keeps it with that sort of step design going all the way down the finger, which is just stunning. We've got this one here, which is similar. It's got all the geometry happening, and it's so fun. I love the Art Deco. It's really, really beautiful. It's also got some really fun designs on the profile. If you look here, it's got like a little bit of a scroll pattern there.
I love the detail on that ring. I feel like every time I look at it, I see something new.
It's really special. It's really, really special. And it's not something that very many people have. And then the third one, it's kind of a mix between the two. It's got some of those softer lines, but it's also got that sort of step cut pattern and the squared off prongs. And there, it's also got a CZ in the center, so you can see what it would look like with a diamond set in it, which is really nice.
And you know, Betsy behind the camera here, I thought about using that first one, that step cut one, as like a middle finger ring. Just putting a diamond in for myself.
Or put a sapphire in it.
Or put a sapphire. Or aquamarine would be beautiful too. That was March's birthstone.
Absolutely.
But that would be really fun, and I love that. I love that setting.
I'm going to show you one of my. It's hard to pick favorites of the diamonds that are in the store. It's like picking favorites of your nieces and nephews. Like, you're not really supposed to do it, but most people kind of do in their hearts anyway. And so I'm going to show you my favorite of the round diamonds. And it's partly my favorite because it's big, but partly also because it's just really gorgeous. This is a 2.08 carat diamond. It is stunning. It's got a beautiful, beautiful cut on it. I absolutely love it. And it's an SI2 clarity. It's really, really gorgeous. And it's got a little bit of a lower color, but it faces up really nicely. Whenever we're grading color, we always grade it from the side over a really bright white piece of paper so that we don't get distracted by that kind of prism effect that happens on the top. So some diamonds, when you turn them face up, as we call it, you can really see that color, and other diamonds not so much. So you might have two diamonds that are both graded the same color that might face up a little bit differently.
Or a lot differently, depending on
Or a lot differently. Or a lot differently. So one of my favorite diamonds I want to show you, and also one of my favorite settings with, again, let's say the magic word, baguettes.
Oh,
Do we have
yes.
that one out?
Like baguettes.
Of course I put that one out.
Of course.
There you go.
Thank you. So I think that this diamond would be absolutely stunning in this ring here. It is just totally different. It's totally new. This one has the baguettes in it that are tapered, which is a little bit different. And it's got the channel set round diamonds on either side. It's robust. It's a great ring for every day, even if you are a little bit more hard on your jewelry, which some of us, if we're being honest, are.
So I need diamonds is what you're saying.
Exactly. And I think that this diamond would just be absolutely perfect in it. So it's just waiting for a good home, people. Somebody needs to call me and tell me that they need it because it's waiting for a good home. I'm gonna set this back over here.
There you go.
Here we go.
There we go. So yeah, I mean, we love showing you some of our favorite designs. We have a lot of these styles on our website right now. So it's something you can definitely go and look at the different styles and check them out. You can buy things online now. We're setting up financing options as well, which is a nice option to have, especially for engagement rings and some of those bigger purchases. We've got Mother's Day coming up in about a month. A big thing to look forward to. Hopefully we're all out outside at that point.
Yay.
And there are a lot of really fun options for Mother's Day gifts as well. I think diamond are always a good option for that. Diamond necklaces, I got a couple of those out as well that I think are really pretty options. Something like that's just a really classic solitaire design, the infinity styles, which are always a favorite of mine, a great layering look.
Something to keep in mind too, if you have a diamond or a certain fancy shape that you've fallen in love with and you really want it to be set up as a solitaire necklace, no problem. We got you covered. We can totally do that for you.
We have favorite designs for that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to show you guys also a few other kind of fun gift ideas, fun, buy for yourself because you deserve it ideas. One of my favorite pairs of earrings here, diamond earrings, is, again, we've got ovals. And it's really unique to find little dangly oval diamonds in earrings. They're not as common. And this has the lever back design, which I really like. It's very comfortable in the ear and very easy to use. And it just sets those diamonds off to sparkle really, really nicely. So you can see this is how they work. This is the little hook. And it closes in the back really simply there. And those are really gorgeous, well-matched ovals, which is sometimes a little bit harder to find because there's fewer oval diamonds than there are round diamonds. So that's just a little bit different. And then another one, this here is called a rolling ring. And this particular rolling ring, so there are 3 rings actually that are all together. And this one has got 3 tones, so it goes with absolutely everything. You've got the beautiful diamond pave in white gold, and you've got your plain yellow gold and your plain rose gold. And when you put it on, it's really fun if you like to kind of fidget a little bit because it just sort of rolls over itself. And you can kind of adjust it, so if you're wearing more of the rose and the white gold things today, you can sort of put those on top. Or you can adjust it with more of the yellow and the rose, or the yellow and the diamonds, which I think is really, really fun. It's a beautiful, beautiful ring. Another fun thing to look at, I know a lot of kind of wedding season is coming up. Something that's really in right now is, we call them tiara rings because they kind of look like tiaras, but they're really, really pretty. And if you have a solitaire or any kind of a ring where maybe a flat band, a straight band doesn't quite work with it, and if you want something a little bit different and a little bit special, these are really cool designs. And we like to pick out not just your everyday tiara rings, but the ones that are going to look a little different. I'll show you kind of what this looks like. So we'll start with the biggest first because of course we will.
Mm-hmm.
And
at least we're consistent.
Right. So yeah, it's really nice if you have a halo and you want to be able to see all of the ring. And you can wear it this way or the other way. Ta-da! My personal favorite of the tiara rings is actually not the biggest one, surprisingly, but it has big diamonds. It's in rose gold and it's got the bezel set diamonds in it, and it's got pear shapes, which I really, really like. And it kind of looks like fireworks almost. Oh, it's just so pretty. I mean, look at that. I love it. It's got the little round diamonds on the end and then the 3 pear shapes, which again is not something that you see every day. And you'll see that as a theme that we kind of like to pick up things that are a little bit unusual. So, yeah.
A little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing worse than going to a party and having someone with the same dress on.
Exactly. Same goes for jewelry.
Same goes for jewelry.
It's true.
Well, I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us today on our second trunk show happy hour. I hope you all enjoyed
Diamonds and
cocktails.
drinks.
Diamonds and drinks.
Especially today.
Exactly. We're going to be sure you stop back next week, same time, same place, at 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Central time.
Central time.
Indeed.
That is where we are.
Oops.
And we're going to be showcasing another group of jewelry that we love and that we have in the store and on our website. So if you have something you want to see, give us a shout out, send us a message. Definitely be sure to visit our Facebook page, Instagram, and website and see all the fun things that we're doing behind the scenes while we are staying home.
And
Thanks, guys.
fun piece of geek trivia for you before you
yeah.
go. If you would like to drop in the comments your guess for which fancy color diamond is the most rare. That'd be really fun.
Okay, do that.
Do that.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later.